Canadian football has never looked so good.
Rourke hit as he throws to the end zone. Touchdown, BC!
Players like Nathan Rourke, Andrew Harris, and Enoch Mwamba made their names in the CFL. And this past NFL draft saw a record 5 Canadians chosen. CanadaFootballChat.com game features the top 70 Canadian high school prospects. Led by greats Milt, Stegall, and Sanchez, this game proves that the next wave of Canadian football talent is on its way.
It's very evident that there's a lot of skill on the field at every position.
The 2023 CFC Prospects Game is next on TSN.
Well, you couldn't ask for a more beautiful and stunning day in the nation's capital, as the best of the best when it comes to high school football players across Canada are gathering here at TD Place for the 2023 CFC Prospects Game. And over the past couple of months, these players have gone through tryouts and earned the right to represent Team Stegall and Team Sanchez here today. And over the past 2 days, they've gathered in Ottawa and they've learned the playbook, they've gone through scrimmages, they've even gained team chemistry, but especially they have learned what it takes to take the next step in their football journeys. And this game started back in 2019, and from that roster, 14 players have gone in to play in the NCAA. And from the past 2 games that have been featuring these prospects, over 100 have gone on to play in youth sports. And with more on the teams competing here today, let's send it up to the guys with the call, Dwayne Ford and Farhan Lalji.
And Dwayne is 2 guys who spend a lot of time covering amateur football. We're going to have a lot of fun here over the next 3 hours. And for the first 2 games, we just see the talent continuing to improve and improve. And the game 3 here, this edition, looks like it's going to live up to that. We saw a lot of running of the football last year, especially early. There was a bad weather game, not going to happen tonight. It could happen again with the talent in the backfield.
Yeah, it certainly can. Whereas you suggested last year, it was maybe dictated a little bit by the weather and the flow of the game. This year, it's dictated by the personnel. Perhaps even a stronger group of running backs, and that's led by Shakai Mills-Knight from Montreal. This is a guy who is a big back, a power back. It's hard to find comparisons for him in the world of Canadian football. Maybe a James Wilder when you think about his physical dimensions, well over 6 feet. A guy who can drop the shoulder, but he says he's got a little bit of shake to his game as well. So we look forward to seeing that from Shakai Mills-Knight in terms of the ground game. A big personality and a big talent, no question. Now you go over, he's on Team Stegall, you go over to Team Sanchez. Now Chez is used to covering receivers. He's going to be relying on a receiver to help him win a little bit today. And this is a guy who comes from a high school that has produced a number of great receivers. Bishop Adeni out of Harry Ainley High School in Alberta. That's a team that's coached by Brock Ralph. We've seen a number of their receivers participate in this game over the course of the last few years. Adeni may be the best of them, and we look forward to seeing what he brings to the table here today.
Last year, the best performance came on the defensive side of the ball. It was a linebacker, Anthony Delorier, out of Quebec, who's got a number of NCAA offers, including in the SEC. We got some linebackers here that can put on that kind of show as well.
Yeah, no question. The guy that I think leads that group, maybe following in Delorier's footsteps, another player from Quebec, from Séminaire Saint-François, is Ryan Payap. And this is a guy who is a middle linebacker, an inside linebacker. We've seen more and more linebackers, Canadian linebackers, having the opportunity to play regularly on defense in the CFL in recent years. Payup is a guy who is cut from that mold. A big body in the middle of that defense, but you talk to the coaches about him and they say there's nobody that moves like him. And I really look forward to seeing him play in this game and as he continues on at the next level. Now when we look over at Team Chez, we move up to the defensive line, and one of the guys that I think is going to be a real leader for them, when we talk about Canadian football, of course, the ball's going to be in the air a little bit, and you need guys who can get after the quarterback. Edison Folo out of St. Joseph High School here in Ottawa, one of the local guys playing in this ball game, I think is one of the best. He's listed at 6'2", 250. Standing next to him yesterday, I am convinced that he's bigger than that. This guy is a force, and I look forward to seeing him get after it today.
Yeah, so much talent on display. We look forward to bringing you their stories, and I can guarantee you this is not the last time many of these players will have played on this field. Claire?
And you are going to see the future of Canadian football take the field here at TD Place in just a few moments. Team Sanchez, Team Stegall, it's all coming up. Stay with us.
Welcome to a beautiful afternoon here in the nation's capital. TD Place Stadium is home of the Ottawa Redblacks. It's home of the Panda game. And this afternoon it is the home of the third annual CFC Prospects game. And we're happy to tell you that the two head coaches in this game are going to be mic'd again, because if they weren't mic'd, they'd go out and find a camera and find a mic. David Sanchez 1-0 in this game. But I am told that Milt Stegall's team is a 10, maybe a 15-point favorite, according to FanDuel. Now, Milt's the one who told me that. So if you've seen these two guys in the panel, they talk a lot. So I would imagine they're going to be talking a lot today. Yeah,
we look forward to hearing from both of them. The two of them have dubbed this the GOAT Milt Stegall versus the Sanchez, David Sanchez.
Meanwhile, in any one of these games, you got to do a little bit on defense to make sure the offense has a chance to function, so some modified rules here.
Yeah, exactly. You look at the defense, they're limited to four-man fronts so that the offense doesn't have too much that they have to prepare for, limiting the amount of blitz. Obviously, offense, similarly, limiting what they can do so that the defense doesn't have a ton to prepare for. On special teams, you see no fakes allowed, and obviously no onside punts or short kicks.
And here's a different look, the kickoff rule. You're going to see this momentarily, and this is something that you're seeing at different levels of football, just sort of a safer way to keep kickoffs in the game, but not maybe let the kickoff team build up that kind of speed.
Yeah, exactly. Bring the players a little bit closer together in terms of the blockers and the coverage guys. As you said, limit those collisions.
All right, here we go. Kickoff for the third CFC Prospects game. All right, first kickoff goes deep. Once it gets caught, we'll see Bishop Adeni with the ball on the return. Out across to the 35-yard line.
And as we mentioned in the opening, Bishop Adeni is a guy we anticipate seeing with the ball in his hands a little bit, one of the top receivers participating in this football game. And this is one of the guys who's going to be counted on to get him the football today, Farhan. William Russell, quarterback from Ancaster, Ontario. He's going to play at Football North in Mississauga next season, a school that plays the majority of its schedule south of the border. It gives him an opportunity to be coached by one of the best in the business, former CFL quarterback Larry Justanis.
Russell with the mullet. We'll be talking about that because we seem to have a lot of good hair performances in this game. First quick pass out to the right side. That is Amar Leonard with the reception. Forced out of bounds by Karifa Magath Kamara.
Amar Leonard, one of a couple of receivers in this ball game from Kingston, Ontario. He's the first guy to get things going, smaller receiver, guy who started off, as many of the receivers we found out in this football game, started their athletic careers playing soccer, but made the move over to football. He plays for Coach Ruben Brunet at LaSalle in Kingston.
Russell, meanwhile, began his athletic career as a baseball player, only transitioned to football full-time a year ago. Now, the handoff. Actually, Russell keeps it on that play, and he's taken down in the backfield. That is Rodane Smith with the tackle from behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, no. Rodane Smith is one of a couple of defensive ends playing in this ball game from Dalbevieux, a powerhouse in Quebec. Fights his way off the end into the backfield, not fooled by that run fake. Took care of his responsibility, containing the quarterback, not letting him out on that bootleg.
So we've got second and long here. Russell dropping back to pass. Has some time, looks over the middle, has a receiver. That's Trey Montour. Good for a first down and into Team Stegall territory. Montour, a player we had a chance to talk to at the CFL draft. He came into our studios. Didn't have a lot to say then, has a lot to say here.
Yeah, Trey Montour out of Bishop Tonnes High School. Another one, Ancaster to Ancaster connection here. Montour, a tall receiver. One of a few of them in this ball game, some bigger receivers, but this is one of the guys they certainly look to be one of the top playmakers for Team Sanchez.
First and 10 at the 44. Russell this time with the handoff. That's Hugo Gemeni from Ottawa, local boy with the carry. Picks up 4 yards before being brought down.
We'll take a quick look at the lineup for Team Sanchez. Offensively, number of good ones. Aiden Johnson among those offensive linemen who will be much talked about. for Team Chez. You saw Hugo Jimeni, first running back to get a carry in this ball game.
2nd and 6 at the 40 for Team Russell, or for Team Sanchez. Russell a quarterback. Jimeni the carry again, close to first down yardage. I think he's going to come up about a yard short at the 35-yard line.
We had a chance to talk with Hugo Jimeni a little bit yesterday. Low-key guy. Likes to play a little bit of chess in his free time. Says he's particularly good at solitaire. Doesn't mind the 12-man game of football either.
Asked him what he learned through the tryout process. He says that Canada's football talent is a lot more vast than I initially believed. He thought they were all in his backyard. Yard to go. Russell gets under center, sneaks and should have the first down.
We'll take a look at some of the young studs playing D for Team Stegall. Keep an eye out for Asen Ducharme out of Winnipeg. He's one of the returnees in this ball game. Was a DB last year, moves up to play in the box this season. Number of terrific defenders. Cedric Zinga, one of the many terrific Quebec players participating in this ball game. He's one we'll keep an eye on in coverage today.
Russell driving well. Deep drop, looks over the middle. Had a receiver, and we've got some flags. Pass interference. It appears to be on this one. That's Rayan Payep, who may have got a little bit sticky.
Pass interference on the defense. 15-yard penalty, first down.
Bishop Adetti lines up in the slot on this one. He's the number 3 receiver, third man in. From the sideline out to that wide side. Started off working underneath, and you can see as he turned it upfield, he maybe caught Rayan Payep a little bit off guard. The middle linebacker, a little grab to make sure he could keep up.
Might have been taught that technique by the other team's head coach. 1st and 10 in the red zone now at the 18-yard line. This time it is Dahl with the carry. Ethan Dahl from North Vancouver breaks some tackles, gets a first down close to the 6-yard line.
Well, we talked off the top in this ball game about some of the talent at running back. At Ethan Dahl, second man into the ball game here. Offensively for Team Sanchez in their backfield. Gives you a little taste of what we're talking about. Quick burst initially with the football. You see him lower the shoulder on a couple of guys.
Yeah, we've got thunder and thunder in the backfield for Team Sanchez here with Jimeni and Dahl. Here we go, 1st and goal. Russell drops back to pass, looking into the end zone, and it is broken up. Good defensive play there. That's Cedric Zinga breaking up the pass.
And we mentioned Zinga just moments ago in our player introductions out on the corner. He's matched up against Trey Montour out wide. Nice route by Montour on the comeback here, but you see Zinga never fooled. Great recovery to get back and make a play on the football.
10th play of the drive, pretty good for the first drive of an all-star game. Russell on 2nd and goal, rolls to his right, looking into the end zone, has a man, but another good defensive play. This time Anthony Backer from North Bay, Ontario comes up with it, and that's going to bring up 3rd down.
Yeah, Anthony Backer out of Schollard Hall in North Bay. A guy from North Bay, Northern Ontario, decided he didn't want to be a hockey player, quit hockey after 1 year, decided it was all about football.
That's not an easy decision in that town.
No doubt Mike O'Shea has made it a little easier. Guys like him and Ryan Hunter of the Toronto Argonauts made it a little more fashionable in North Bay to aspire to a career in football.
Denny and Montour have been targeted quite a bit on this first drive. Now 3rd down, Russell rolls to his right. He's got some pressure, puts it up into the end zone. That one broken up as well. This time it's Karifa Magath Kamara with the breakup. A good drive for Team Sanchez, but it comes up short. Team Stegall takes over deep in its own end when we return.
The first quarter is brought to you by the Ottawa Sun. Ottawa Sun Sports, we've got you covered.
So a pretty good drive by Team Sanchez to start, but the head coach clearly got a little bit greedy.
I like the aggressiveness from the coach.
They're going to be talking about that in the panel coming up soon. You can be sure of that. Team Stegall takes over. This one is a handoff. That is Shakai Mills-Knight. Correction, that is Zidon Allen with the opening carry of the game.
As Zidon Allen out of Sudbury gets things started. Now here at quarterback, we have Rohan Aulick getting the start here, BC boy. One that you faced a little bit, I guess, in your days.
Yeah, well, not a ton because I haven't coached there in the last 2 years, but Julio Caravata, our good friend who was a former CFL quarterback and punter, Lions color analyst, is his position coach back at Centennial.
Yeah, not bad.
Crossing route to Lucas Weir.
Go one.
Close to first down yardage. Should be good for the first down.
And Lucas Weir, one of the receivers, will certainly be keeping a close eye on in this ball game. His dad, Rob, spent a little bit of time in the Canadian Football League. You may recall him from his time with Edmonton, a stint with the Toronto Argonauts. Lucas out of Oakville, Ontario. Another product of that Football North program.
3 Football North players here. He's the only one that played for them a year ago. The other 2 are on their way in this year. Aulick this time pulls it, rolling to his left, being chased down, manages to get the ball off. It is caught by Antoine Goupil. Turned a sack into a positive gain, almost 7 yards in the play. Aulick showing he's got some playmaker in him.
Yeah, you definitely got to see a few different skills showcased both offensively and defensively on this play. Aulick, an athletic quarterback, and they use that to try and get him out on the perimeter. In hot pursuit, you've got Owen Locke out of Huron Heights, who did a pretty good job, we thought, of tracking him down. But then to have an outlet like 6'6", Antoine Goupil, big receiver, center on his high school basketball team, just went up and won that jump ball.
Quick hitch on the left side. That's Logan Walton with the reception. Good for a first down.
An opportunity now to take a look at the full Team Stegall offensive lineup. Be watching along that offensive line for big Andrew Johnson from Citadel High School in Halifax. The big target in the receiving corps, Adam DeHoy, tight end from Alberta.
Yeah, there are a lot of players in this game in the receiving corps that are over 6'4". That is Allen with the carry again. Big hit close to the line of scrimmage.
Well, Davis Sanchez, a perennial Canadian Football League All-Star on the defensive side of the ball, and these are his troops over there. Good-looking group. We'll keep an eye out for Riley Ashley in the linebacking core, athletic group of linebackers.
Also Philip Shabanov in the secondary, who's got the CFC record for the best 40-yard dash time in the combine process. Ran a 4.47, played in this game a year ago as well. 2nd and 3. Another quick out. This one caught by Weir, makes the first man miss and gets a first down. Now remember last year's game, Milt, Nick Shuchuk took that game over. The receiver out of Salisbury Composite in Edmonton. Lucas Weir could have that kind of game here.
Yeah, and a similar kind of guy, really. Athletic, shifty receiver, not necessarily the biggest guy, but a guy who understands the game. We talked to Lucas a little bit yesterday about what he likes best about playing receiver. He says route running, the opportunity to set people up and occasionally make them look silly.
First down, another good drive here. This is Allen making the first guy miss, crosses the 45, close to the 50-yard line. Productive gain on first down for Z. Allen.
Yeah, Allen, a guy who comes from a soccer family. His dad played a lot in Jamaica growing up, but Zidane decided to play a different kind of football.
Says his family's fully bought in, and you're going to hear them in the stands. He says you'll see them by what they're wearing, how loud they are. I don't know if they're bringing drums or anything.
Yeah,
you'll know.
He wasn't going to give us descriptions. He just said, you'll know who they are.
Alec dropping back to pass. He's pressured, still manages to get it away. Weir almost comes up with it on second down. That's going to bring up 3rd and long. We'll see if Stegall's crew is just as greedy. Doesn't look like it. Appears that they are going to punt.
Yeah, a little bit different field position here for Team Stegall. But I'll tell you, I appreciate the poise here from Rohan Aulick. When you look, he's going to face a blitz here. He gets the looping linebacker in his face. He knows that's coming, but he hangs in because he knows that something's going to come open in that space that the linebacker vacated. He's just trying to stand in there long enough to be able to deliver the football over the middle.
Riley Ashley with the blitz, almost getting to the quarterback. Hayden Craig on to punt right now from Chateauguay, Quebec, Howard Billings High School.
Get out of there.
Left footer shanks it a little bit. 2 good drives, but no points yet. Scoreless when we return to Ottawa. If the first 2 drives are any indication, the refs won't be that busy. Just 1 call so far. It's been a well-played game. Chris Venter, the head official, Andre Papineau, the umpire, Travis Anderson, the down judge, Callum McLeod, Ken Jolly, Keith Walters, and Justin Andrews. A couple of 6-minute drives already. Hugo Gemeni, the carry, breaking tackles. Looks like he's got a first down into Team Stegall territory.
Yeah, if you're Team Stegall, Hugo Gemeni is a guy whom you do not want to see get up ahead of steam. Keep an eye on the work of the right side of this offensive line for Team Sanchez. Got Aiden Johnson, Brody Monroe going to work over there. But Gemeni, a guy who started his career as a defensive back, and I think upon his coaches realizing just how fast he was, they figured they should take advantage of that speed by putting the ball in his hands on offense.
Will Russell on 1st and 10. The handoff again to Gemeni. Can he get the edge? No, cannot. Very good defensive play by Max Despatie.
Despatie out of Selwyn House in Montreal. We talked about the speed of Gemeni, and he's trying to get to the corner here. But Despatie won't let him out of his reach. Great job by the safety to track him down.
2nd and long, 9 yards to go. Will Russell in at quarterback. Russell drops back to pass, looking left, has a receiver, but another strong defensive play out in the corner. That is Sadrak Zinga again.
And here you see the matchup outside of Denny versus Zinga, and this will be a fun matchup to watch all day. A couple of terrific football players. You know, I initially thought that Zinga might have been in a split second early, but a pretty good football play right there.
All right, let's see Team Sanchez punt the ball for the first time here. Ira Hozak, the punter from Medicine Hat, Alberta. Played last year in the CFC Youth Game, which happens on the following day. Hozak had a pretty good couple of days of practice, got a hold of a lot of punts. This one.
Let it go, let it go, let it go.
Caught inside the 50, and that is Z Allen again. Flag on the play, doesn't get much on it. We'll see what the call is when we come back for the 2nd straight drive. Team Stegall with a long field to work with when we come back. Scoreless game, so we've seen some pretty good defense thus far. Let's send it down to the 3rd member of our crew, Claire Hanna, who has the story on a player who's worn an interesting piece of equipment to get through the week.
Yeah, he sure has, Farhan, and that's defensive end Owen Locke. He was actually one of 20 players who was invited to this game. He didn't have to go through the tryout process, but last week he broke his right thumb while playing rugby, and his first thought was, oh no, am I going to be able to play in the CFC Prospects game? Well, he asked his doctor, instead of using a brace, if he could put a cast on to protect it so he could play. Now, you're allowed to play with a cast, but you have to wrap it. So during the Prospects camp, these last 2 days, he brought a boxing glove and put that over his cast. And if you see 44 out there today, he's actually got bubble wrap wrapped in red tape around the cast so he can play. He said it's kind of weird being on the D-line with the pass rush moves because he can't use his hands comfortably, but he's swinging his arms because he can get a grip on their arm. Guys.
They run away from Locke on that play. That is Zinga running to the right side. Sorry, that's Allen running to the right side as he's getting the first quarter carries for Team Stegall.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye out on Owen Locke to see if he's using a little club move with that right hand, taking advantage of the extra equipment. And there you see the officials just before that play asking him about his accessory.
Yeah, in practice, they weren't too worried about it. The boxing glove just made it a little more fun. Second and 7 for Rohan Alak, who drops back to pass. Getting pressured. Brought down behind the line of scrimmage. It's not a safety. Let's see who makes the tackle. That is Edison Folo. You talked about him in the opening.
Yeah, definitely one of the players to watch on that defensive line. Edison Folo out of St. Joseph High School here in Ottawa. This is a guy who is absolutely a force on that defensive line. See him bursting through to reel in the quarterback from behind. Locke providing contain on the front side there.
Yeah, it looked like Alec had some time, but eventually that pocket collapsed around him. Two guys with a pretty good motor on the edges. Hayden Craig didn't get much of the last punt. Let's see what he can do here from his own end zone. Takes the safety. If you would have thought the first points of this game would come on a safety, I don't know, I would have bought it. Team Sanchez takes over when we come back. Milt, in your coaching debut, you're generally pretty aggressive. You take a safety there. That's not like you, my friend.
Yeah, it was a tough decision, but, you know, we have to be safe, make sure that, you know, we keep things conservative. But from now on, there's no more safeties, no more punting, no more any of that. We're keeping the offense on the field the entire time.
Safe, conservative, not things you expect to hear from Milt. You remember that game in Edmonton, the long touchdown pass? Anything can happen on these plays. Davis Sanchez, you got a little greedy. Inside around the 7-yard line, you decide to go for it and not take the points, my man.
Not so much greedy, but just confident in this offense. And look, I can tell you right now, 17. Watch my guy, 17's Bishop in the slot. He's been open several times. Even at this young age, he looks faster than Milt. He looks like he's a much more polished route runner than Milt. And as I talked to my offensive coordinator, we're going to try to get him the ball.
Yeah, but that guy on the other side, Zinga, is a pretty good defensive back. He's been breaking up some plays on your favorite receiver there.
That's a matchup we like, and that's all I'm going to say.
Will Russell back to pass on the last play of the quarter, overshoots his receiver. On 1st and 10, that'll bring up 2nd down when we come back. A low-scoring game here at the CFC Prospects game in Ottawa. Davis Sanchez's team with a defensive masterpiece thus far. 2nd quarter coming up in Ottawa. Let's take a look at the stats after the first quarter. On the surface, you'd think that there wasn't much offense with a 2-0 score, but the teams have been able to move the ball.
Yeah, I think both teams, when you consider especially that there's limited practice time in preparation for this game, but I think both teams have shown some continuity, as you said, some ability to move the ball offensively, and that's only going to improve as the game goes on, but some pretty good players out there defensively as well, making life difficult for them.
Yeah, who stands out to you through first quarter?
Yeah, well, as we talked about just at the end of the first quarter, a couple of DBs standing out, I think, on Team Stegall. Zinga in particular has come up with a couple of big pass breakups in close that you know, that's we said is going to be a matchup to watch between he and Bishop Adeni in the receiving core for Team Sanchez.
So a DB on Team Stegall and maybe a receiver on Team Sanchez, and some quarterback changes. We'll see some different players here in the second quarter. Johnny Skoulakis now at quarterback for Team Sanchez's offense. 2nd and 10, has a man open, slightly underthrew him. Karafa Magath Kamara with another defensive play right there to break that up. Almost came up with the interception.
Yeah, so you're going to get Adeni once again. He's coming out of the slot, and he's going to get in behind coverage, but watch for the coverage, or the recovery rather. The orange helmet of Kamara, his second pass breakup of the day, and I think he'll be the first to tell you that he could have had an INT. Quarterback Skoulakis coming in off the bench, not easing his way into this one as he spots a receiver open deep on his first play.
Ira Hozak back to punt. Gets this one to turn over, hangs a little bit before being caught at the 34-yard line. Heaven Moak with the return and a flag on the play. Could be no yards. Finally, some decent field position for Team Stegall. They've been working out in the shadow of their own goal line.
Kicking team, 15-yard penalty, first down.
Milt vowed, no more punting, no more safe, no more conservative.
Yeah, we'll see here if his offense can back him on that. Brahan Olick continues here at quarterback to start the second quarter.
Interesting decision. Rather than rotating per quarter or per series, maybe he rotates per half. We'll see. Shakai Mills Knight in the backfield. We talked about him in our opening. Olick looking to his right, has a completion. Kingston Friedman with the reception, short gain on the play.
Friedman, another of the big receivers in this ball game, still filling out, of course, as many of these guys are, primarily grade 10 and 11 students, but standing 6'4", about 185 pounds.
Another player who played in the CFC youth game last year, former Team Alberta player as well, played in their U15 program. Second and long, around 7 yards to go at Team Stegall's own 53-yard line. Olick drops back to pass, has a man open. That is Logan Walton with the reception. Got caught by the turf monster, but not before he gets a first down.
Logan Walton, one of a number of players from Nova Scotia participating in this ball game. Gets a little bit of a cushion there from the defender, Quentin Harris. Quick hitter from the quarterback.
Walton playing at Woodlawn High School in Dartmouth a year ago, but is transferring to Freeburg Academy in Maine for the 2023 season. Provincial champion a year ago. First down for Rohan Olick and Team Stegall. Olick looks to the short side, has a man. It is caught, tackle broken by Antoine Goupil before he gets the first down.
Once again, big frame, long arms. An asset as a receiver. I see Goupil able to just outreach the defensive back on that play.
I asked Goupil, how do you have such good body control at 6'6"? His answer, I eat lots of poutine.
Here we go, big dog. Let's go.
First down to the 37-yard line. Team Stegall on the move. Olick back to pass. The quick throw to the left side. A little high on the play. Heaven Moak, the intended target from here in Ottawa.
Yeah, maybe just the adjustment from throwing to 6'6", Antoine Goupil, to throwing to Heaven Moak, who's one of the smaller receivers in the Team Stegall lineup.
5'8", 160 pounds. Been his team MVP for the last 5 years. 2nd and 10 now. Still waiting for the first carry of the game for Shakai Mills-Knight. This time, Aulick scrambling on the play, crosses the 35, brought down well short of the first down. Gorey with the tackle, and let's see if Milt lives up to what he promised earlier. Yeah, no sign of the kicking unit coming in now.
Yeah, giving the punt team a break here.
And this is that spot, even in a CFL game, that you probably want to go for it anyway. So Milt, it wasn't that hard of a decision. 3rd and 5 for Team Stegall, trying to get their first points on the board. Rohan Aulick from Centennial High School in Coquitlam, British Columbia, quarterback. Looking to his left, a quick throw, Moak again. This time looks like he's got the first down. Came back after he caught it, but his forward progress looks to give him the first.
Yeah, I thought the spot might be interesting, but they have given him the first down. That's certainly where he caught the ball, but as you mentioned, Farhan, Moak lines up on the inside here. He's going to get to that first down marker and hook back, but you'll see after he catches the football, as he looks to escape, he sort of takes another step back towards the line of scrimmage to try and make an escape move. Maybe gave up a yard there, but that forward progress earns him and Team Stegall a first down.
Timeout on the play.
Offense.
When you look at Moak, he probably did break a few tackles in the OSVL here in Ontario. 2,200 yards and 8 touchdowns last season. That's a lot.
Yeah, an explosive athlete. We look forward to seeing him get the ball in a little bit of open space to see him really show off his skill set here today.
As you can imagine, first of all, we've got U Sports coaches that are coaching these two teams primarily. But a number of U Sports coaches were here during the last couple of days of practice. They had a meet and greet with programs, and Moak getting interest from schools like Queens, Waterloo, Guelph, who are all well represented here this week from the OUA.
Yeah, certainly. You just saw offensive coordinator Tom Flaxman, part of that great Queens coaching staff that's been well represented this week, out having a talk with his quarterback. Now, interesting twist. Tom Flaxman was the Team Sanchez offensive coordinator a year ago. Moved over to Team Stegall this year. Some discussion that maybe Ches was hard to work with.
I can see that. Or that he wanted his entire coaching staff to wear those green shorts. All right, this time we've got Mills-Knight with the handoff. Not much room there, and a penalty flag on the play. Mills-Knight still on his feet. Avoids the loss, but we've got holding on the play. That looked like a mess right from the get-go.
Yeah, this one was in trouble. Mills-Knight was just trying to make lemonade out of that bucket of lemons.
Holding on the offense. That penalty is declined. 2nd down.
Wait a minute, the head ref went to Sanchez, who declined the penalty on his own team? That could happen.
I would decline a penalty on my team.
All right, here we go, 2nd and 9. Pretty good drive so far by Rohan Aulick as Team Stegall trying to get on the board. They converted on their last 3rd down. Right now, 2nd and 9. Aulick back to pass, quick throw to the left side, has an open receiver who comes back to the ball. That is Logan Walton from the field side, takes a big hit, but should have the first down. It's Nyandoro with the big hit.
Yeah, you got Walton lined up out wide here, quick hitter. Almost like a hitch play, escape to the inside, but it's a hitch play without the blockers, essentially. And without the blockers, when you come back to the inside, you run into a little bit of defensive traffic.
Yeah, I thought he was going to spin outside. I thought that's where all the room was, but hey, he's not afraid of the traffic. He's not afraid of contact. Good for the young man. First down again as Aulick converts with long yardage. Aulick looks to take off and run here. Gets about 4 yards before being brought down in the play. Let's take a look at that hit again. Let's hear that hit again.
Yeah, that was Joel Niandoro, the Rosemont High School in Montreal. Niandoro's eyes lit up a little bit as he had the receiver coming back into traffic.
Ouch. Guy's been playing football since the age of 5, so you know he's laid a few of those out over the years. He's had a lot of practice on how to hit big. 2nd and 6. Aulick, this time the handoff to Mills Knight. Bounces outside, another penalty flag on the play. Mills Knight brought down before he could get the edge. That's Niandoro again with the tackle.
Shakai Mills Knight hobbling a little bit after that.
Holding on the offense. 10-yard penalty. Repeat 2nd down.
This drive's taken over 6 minutes. We've seen a few of those early in the first quarter. You talk about Mills Knight with the ankle. He actually played in his league championship game a year ago. They won that game with Mills Knight playing on a bad ankle. Not sure if it's the same ankle.
No question of toughness. Nice to see Joel Niandoro. Another Montrealer playing on the other side. Over to check on Mills Knight.
Mills Knight injured on the play. We'll have more on his status when we come back.
The second quarter is brought to you by Augusta Sports Brands, high-performance athletic wholesale apparel.
Second and very long for Team Stegall. Aulick looks for the quick pass, but he is brought down, sacked on the play.
That tough D. Keep an eye right up the middle on this one.
All right, defense ready or no? You go. Cover it.
The force that is Dean Viren. And take a look back at the Mills Knight injury. It was Joel Niandoro, the linebacker, who tracked him down. You can see him, his weight came down hard on the right ankle of Shakai Mills Knight.
Ollie Sanker has his kick blocked. Team Sanchez still has the ball right here. That is Logan Swan. He is going to score. The block, the scoop, the score. Team Sanchez with the first touchdown of the game on the defensive side, and he hits the backflip. Logan Swan from West Vancouver with the big splash play to get the scoring going in this one.
You're going to see the pressure on this play come all the way from out wide. This is a long run to get there. Low kick. Pressure in the block, and Logan Swan is a guy who's also a rep hockey player from West Vancouver. Comes up with the scoop, the score, and the celly. Can't do that on skates.
No, he plays at Hollyburn Country Club, which has produced a number of NHLers, but football is his focus right now. And he gets the first touchdown of this one. The PAT is wide. Check out his coach, Davis Sanchez, green shorts and all. Loving every minute of this. The subdued celebration by Davis. His team leads 8-0. An 11-play drive for Team Stegall, but it is Team Sanchez that comes up with the points on the block field goal and the touchdown. And now let's sit down to the sidelines. Claire Hanna has the man who has brought us this game.
Thank you, Farhan. Yes, Lee Barrett is the architect of the CFC Prospects game. He's the president and CEO of CanadaFootballChat.com. And Lee, this has been going on since 2019, but this is the first time that you've had games in back-to-back years. How has that affected this game?
Oh, it's huge. Momentum is a big thing. We had momentum after 2019. The world shut down for a couple years. Last year was very, very difficult to get the game going again, but now we got that momentum back. We got the best depth of players we've ever had. Got 1,000 people in the stands. Beautiful day. We can't ask for anything better.
Now, you mentioned the depth of the players that you have. There's about 80 guys that you've selected from across Canada. How did you find them?
Yeah. Well, it starts with the players posting their profiles on our site. Then our crack ranking crew, the CFC Scouting Bureau, ranks all the players. But then we have events, open events that anyone can attend, so we can find the diamonds in the rough, the people that made it grew 6 inches in 6 months, those types of people. And then we have a selection camp in March, and this is the result.
And I know there's some players that we're going to be talking about today that have only been playing football for about a year, but let's say there's somebody out there who wants to get involved, wants to put their name forward to participate in this game. How can they do that?
Yeah, they got to go to CanadaFootballChat.com, check out our event schedule. We're doing Canada West this year, the end of July. We'll do the rest of the country in December. Those are open showcases for if you want to be ranked, you just want to compete against the best, you want to get recruited by anyone, and you want to get known for this game. So come out, get on CanadaFootballChat.com, and come to one of our events.
Thank you, Lee.
Thank you.
Well, you and I have had a chance to get to know Lee for a number of years and put so much into this event. It seems to get better and better every year.
Yeah, and it's not just about this event, not just about CanadaFootballChat.com. When you talk about Lee, this is a former player at Acadia University who's gone on to coach at a number of different levels and at different schools in this country, and just has taken his involvement in amateur football in Canada one step further.
Ben Castleman now in at quarterback, and he is sacked on that play by Caden Roop. I got to get Caden's name right, because when he came to TSN, I called him Rop, and everybody at school the next day started calling him Rop. It is Roop to all of Caden's classmates, please.
Yes, glad we had an opportunity to make that correction, as we'll take a look at Caden Roop coming from his defensive tackle spot. This is a kid who is a former quarterback, now enjoying life chasing after quarterbacks, just as he does here, getting to Ben Castleman in the Team Stegall backfield.
He has first experience at 12 years old playing the game was at quarterback, and then when he returned to it, they said, well, you're a little bigger now. You got to go play somewhere else.
Yeah, we'll find someone else to throw the ball, but you can't teach that kind of size. Caden Roop now coming in at about 6'4", close to 270 pounds.
Hayden Craig, the left footer, angles it to the sideline.
It's a good looking punt.
Bishop Adeni, not much on the return there, inside his own 20. Team Sanchez with some work to do when we return to Ottawa. Here's a look at two of the more accomplished players of their respective positions in the Canadian Football League on the sidelines, trying to get these guys fired up. The only thing missing there, I think, Dwayne, you need to write this in, 1-0 under Davis's name. His team leads 8-0. So, Davis, how have you done it?
Great coaches, great coaches. But look, it's this is great. We're coaching out some stuff here, and the kids that are all obviously talented and good at their home teams are picking stuff up, which is great. We've coached a few things, made a few adjustments, and they're smooth. So
hold on, Davis, you're talking all this smack, but my problem is, why are you out here with these ugly lime green shorts on? What the heck? I can't believe they let you on the field with these shorts on, Davis.
I would say this. Milt. If I had legs like yours that look like I'm riding a chicken, I'd be wearing pants too. But I got some great legs.
You got some great legs, and you got a big gut too. You're trying to distract everybody from that stomach you have. I understand.
We had these two guys going one-on-one yesterday for one rep. That's all they can handle at their age. Who won the rep, Milt?
Please. Now, as I say, Davis was once a world-class athlete, but the only running he's doing now is running after his two young daughters. You know, he couldn't run up a flight of steps, so it's no competition when Davis and I go against each other.
Davis, your grab technique needed work.
Yeah, sometimes there's no argument, so he's right about everything he just said.
Come on, guys. It's coming back.
Hugo Gemeni with his second good run of this drive. It is coming back. Davis, you did this a year ago. Just
holding. 10-yard penalty. First down.
When you see the talent, can you just see it progressing and getting better and better?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I said that from day one getting here. There's some kids here, and we were talking about the size of some of these athletes, not just their height, but how they're put together, the weight room, the work they're putting in, and that's the difference from 20-something years ago when I came out to these guys now. The training, we're on an even playing field now with the guys down south and what they're doing with their young athletes, and it's evident in the body type and body composition of these young guys. It's impressive.
Yep, totally agree. There are some exceptional young athletes out here. These guys can play with anyone in North America. They're very talented, and I'm just excited to be a part of it. I didn't know exactly what to expect, but when I see these young men out here and these great coaches from the universities, it's truly spectacular, and I'm honored and honored to be around it, and I'm looking forward to celebrating after we beat Team Sanchez this afternoon.
Wait a minute, you're on the sideline talking, but your other coaches are calling timeouts. Isn't that what the head coach is supposed to do?
I'm getting in the huddle now, but that's how great my coaches are. I don't always have to be out there, Chaz, because I've delegated to them. I've allowed them to do their thing. That's what great head coaches do. The great head coaches don't always have to be involved, Chaz. Now, when I run up on you, don't get scared.
Hey, you got Adam Rita behind you. He's probably got more years coaching than everybody.
Exactly. The legend, Adam Rita. He's coached me up. The 2 hours we spent together.
Adam Rita has coached everywhere, including right here in Ottawa. He is now the defensive coordinator this year for our good friend Larry Justanis at Football North.
Yeah, and great to see Adam still coaching. I actually had an opportunity last fall to go on a road trip with Football North to Canton, Ohio, and enjoyed a car ride back with Lee Barrett and Adam Rita, getting to listen to some of Adam's great stories from a
ball,
go
get it!
Shit.
Yeah, baby! That's what I'm talking about! That's what I'm talking about!
Interception on the play.
There we go, baby!
Zinga, Zinga.
There we go, baby! There we go, baby!
Making an early impression for Defensive Player of the Game honors here.
Come back in right here. You got to give the quarterback a shot.
Yeah, the full name is Sidrak Mambuko Zinga. We asked him yesterday. He said, "You just call me Zinga."
I don't know their landmarks, but I know that he
Johnny Skolakis with the pass attempt.
Out of his double move right here. Didn't give him
that looked like a young Sanchez back in his day, huh?
It's a great play. Only difference, he caught it.
You got those small hands, though, Davis. All right, Team Stegall.
Come on, get upfield. There we go, run. Come on, here we go.
Ben Castleman was a late replacement to this game, an injury replacement with Nick Panichev on the shelf.
Yeah, good to see Castleman get an opportunity here in the ball game. And this is, of course, my required Western plug, is his dad, Mark, played at Western just after my time there. Mark would have been a member of the '94 Vanier Cup championship team at Western. He was a defensive back. Ben doing a heck of a job on the offensive side of the ball.
Very interesting kid who I think is going to be awfully successful regardless of what he does. Castleman with the block on that play, trying to spring loose Z. Allen, but a big loss as that play got blown up at the point of attack. Third and long coming up.
The defensive line getting after it. You saw Carson Hartman, number 92, in the middle of the action that time.
Hey, defense! Hey!
Tough to get much done against this kind of D. Stack things up. Z. Allen will have to find another way. Back to the drawing board for Team Stegall.
Final 3 minutes to go. Hayden Craig on to punt. He's been busy in this quarter. Deep to receive for Team Sanchez is Dante Law and Bishop Adeni, who's been busy. I know they're trying to do everything they can to get him some touches. Craig on to punt. Bit of a low line drive kick that goes out of bounds inside the Sanchez 20-yard line. Let's send it down to Claire Hanna.
Well, one of the youngest players here is 14-year-old Sidney Rouleau. But about a year ago, he was playing hockey in Kingston. And, you know, he was so shy that some members of his hockey team suggested he return home to Gatineau. And he said it broke his heart. He was devastated. He actually left the sport. But somebody he suggested that he try football. Well, he said the first time he tried out for the Vikings, his passion for sport was back. Now, even better, at the first Prospects tryout camp for this CFC game, he got to work with Red Blacks offensive lineman Hunter Stewart. Now, Rollo was deciding between playing defensive end and left tackle at the time, but Stewart saw the way he moved and said, "Rollo, you have got to play tackle because you can make a lot of money in that position." Well, he's only been playing left tackle for 6 months, and not only did Rouleau tell me he loves tackling the defensive ends, but he's thriving. And you mentioned it, Farhan, he's already got offers from NCAA schools, but his passion for sports is back, and he can't wait to see where football takes him.
Offers from the University of Miami, Nebraska, South Carolina. He's about to go on a summer camp tour of a number of NCAA schools, including Notre Dame, who could offer him. 15 years old, 6'6", 305, Dwayne.
Yeah, not a bad collection of offers for a kid who's still 14 years old and completing grade 9. He's from Gatineau, Quebec, so close to Ottawa here. But interesting that he would have that conversation with Hunter Stewart, a guy who converted from defensive line in college over to the offensive side of the ball, where he's made a living for some time.
Team Sanchez, that's Hugo Germani on what looks to be a jet sweep. You think that's young for offers? There's actually a kid playing in the youth game tomorrow, an 8th grade player. I've got to double check his name. He's already got offers from Florida and Indiana. He's going to high school in Indiana right now, and he's about the same size as Rouleau.
Yeah, remarkable that where Canada used to be this sort of unmined land of talent, the American scouts are definitely aware that that there are some players up here. You heard in the opening, 5 Canadians chosen in the NFL draft this year, and that is not a trend that's going to be reversed. And obviously great talent entering the Canadian Football League year after year as well. This is just a glimpse of the future.
Nick Jumeni gets stopped on 3rd and 2 from inside their 30. It is Rayan Payep with the sack, or the tackle for loss.
Yeah, Payep, tremendous middle linebacker. We talked about this young man off the top. There you see him up in that B gap.
Yeah, boy.
Ready to dart into that backfield. He slices down, tracks down the running back, gets into his legs, and makes a play. Terrific job by Rayan Payep.
Team Sanchez got aggressive there. We'll see if Team Stegall can take advantage with just over 2 minutes to go as they look for their first points of this game. Ben Castleman at quarterback. Quick drop. Tries to take off and run with it. Can't make the play. Sebastian Gorey with the sack. Caden Roop also in on that one.
Yeah, Caden Roop, another one from Huron Heights Secondary School. That's in Newmarket, Ontario. Historically one of the top programs in Southern Ontario.
There's actually Locke assisting Roop on that one. By the end of the night, we might be saying, Roop, there it is.
You might be saying it.
Castleman takes off inside the 25. Good gain on the play, but not enough for a first down. Now, Stegall talked about being aggressive, but he's still waiting to get his first points of the game. What do you do here?
Yeah, it's been some tough sledding for Team Stegall here of late, but grinding it out. They're going to go for it on 3rd down as Milt definitely wants to get some points on the board before the end of this first half.
3rd and 6 for Ben Castleman. Z Allen into the backfield. He's going to get all the touches now with Shakai Mills-Knight on the shelf with the ankle injury. Looking to throw quick, has a receiver. Lucas Weir with the catch and the first down. When in doubt, go to Lucas Weir.
Yeah, Lucas Weir is certainly one of the top receivers for Team Stegall, as we mentioned, from Oakville, Ontario, playing in the Football North program that, you know, now has had enough time. We're starting to see some of the fruits of that tree. Players making their way to the Canadian Football League, including the 2022 first overall pick, Terrell Richards.
Z Allen takes the handoff inside, gets about half of it there inside the 10. And getting back to Weir, his brother, Russell, just completed his first year at quarterback at Queens. So that little pitch and catch play, I think they've done that before in the backyard.
Yeah, practiced that in the backyard under Dad's supervision.
Second and 5 here, again from just inside the 10. Castleman had nobody to give to, so he keeps it, takes it off himself, gets inside the 5, good for a first down. Looked like he was trying to hand off on a jet sweep, but it was a low snap. He kind of bobbled it a little bit and just made the best of it.
Yeah, all of these quarterbacks are pretty good athletes, dual threat type guys who don't mind using their legs. No surprise to see Joel Niandoro, the one-man wrecking crew, in on the hit on the Team Stegall quarterback.
First and goal, another low snap. Castleman takes off again. This time, Niandoro has him in the backfield for a loss.
I feel like we need to check and make sure there's only one Niandoro playing in this football game, because Joel has been everywhere.
Yeah, both sides of the field. It's hard to get a hold of him. Product out of Rosemont High School in Montreal. We talked about Anthony Delory, also from Quebec last year, that took this game over defensively. Niandoro trying to make the same impact here.
Yeah, big time player, obviously. One of the big elements as you look at the advancement of the talent from year to year in this CanadaFootballChat.com prospects game has been the addition of the players from Quebec, just timing of provincial team tryouts and so on the first year. A lot of their top guys were unavailable to take part, and you see the kind of talent that province has to offer.
Second and goal, this time from the 4-yard line for Castleman and Team Stegall. 14 seconds to go. Certainly time for two plays if they choose to go for it on third down, if they don't get it here. Quick throw over the top. Going to Goupil for the touchdown. Team Stegall on the board.
Jump ball. My money's on Antoine Goupil every time. 6'6", he wins another one. Nicely placed ball there from Ben Castleman to get Team Stegall on the board with 9 seconds to go here in the first half.
Doesn't get much simpler. Not much chance there for Michael Roman. That's a difficult play for him when you're going up against someone 6'6" and you're only 5'9".
Yeah, tough matchup. As we mentioned, Goupil, the center on his high school basketball team. No stranger to the jump ball in any of his chosen sports.
Says his favorite receiver is DK Metcalf because of that physical style, so he's not afraid to make those kinds of plays.
And again, that body control that you talked to him about, you expect a 6'6" high school student maybe be a little bit uncoordinated, a little bit gangly, but absolutely no indication of that from Goupil.
Stegall, rather than trying to tie the game before halftime, going for the kick here. Stegall said he wasn't going to be conservative.
You have to go for it.
This time it's blocked again. They can't return that one because it's a PAT. I don't know if we'll see the field goal unit again.
Yeah, I think Milt is going to be having a talk with the special teams unit over there.
Great play by Antoine Goupil for Team Stegall, getting them on the board. This is a player who had 556 yards, 24 yards per catch in just 7 games, suffered a stress fracture, which cut his season short, but just so much toughness that he's shown throughout his high school career and now here as well.
Yeah, big play on the touchdown. Team Sanchez comes back with the block on the extra point to maintain their 2-point lead.
And it's Roman who got beat by Goupil on the touchdown that makes the block, so a good bounce back for him.
Yeah, nice recovery for the young man.
Team Sanchez with the 8-6 lead here with 9 seconds to go in the half, but it is Team Stegall with the only offensive points of the game. Is there a separate category for that?
Well, it seems fitting, doesn't it? That, I mean, Team Stegall would get a touchdown from one of their receivers. Team Sanchez gets a touchdown from one of their defensive backs.
And Team Stegall trying to pick on the 5'9" DB.
Sending a message, you think?
Yeah, maybe, I'm just saying. All right, Team Stegall kicker Ollie Sanker. What are we going to call this kickoff? Do we call it the safe kickoff? What do we call this strategy?
Well, we've seen a couple of pretty good returns. I mean, I never like the word safe.
That one drops down inside the 10. A Denny with the return gets out to the 40-yard line. Fights his way to the 45. 1 second left in the half. Time for one more play. We'll see if Team Stegall takes a shot or if they get conservative. Do they have a 6'6" receiver they can throw it to?
Yeah, I don't know if Chesy's going to be comfortable nursing that 2-point lead going into the half, or if he's got a message of his own he wants to send before the break.
Johnny Schoolakis in at quarterback. He'll be attending Vanier Prep, a very powerful prep program in Quebec for next season. Won the provincial title back in 2021, was a first-team All-Star this past season.
Yeah, great history at Vanier College at the CEGEP level in Quebec. Number of great quarterbacks there, certainly over the years. Most recently, U Sports Rookie of the Year, Aloha Latondres Regimbald. Schoolakis, well aware of his exploits for the Cheetahs.
Schoolakis dropping back to pass, scrambles out of the pocket. Penalty flags on the play. Schoolakis keeps it. Crosses midfield before being brought down.
Holding on the offense. A penalty is declined. The quarter is over.
And that'll be the half with Team Sanchez leading Team Stegall 8-6. Plenty of good offensive plays, but some outstanding defense throughout this one. The third annual CFC Prospects Game here in Ottawa. Many of Canada's best athletes will be back with more from Ottawa, including the second half.
Well, we're at the half of the 2023 CFC Prospects Game, and it's Team Sanchez that's up 8-6 over Team Stegall, and you can bet there's been some trash talk on the sidelines. But one great addition to the CFC Prospects Game this year is a girls' tackle football game taking part at the half. Now, women's tackle football has been growing across Canada, and that's no different here in Ontario, especially in the high schools. There's 8 high school teams right now in Ontario competing in women's tackle football. Now, however, there aren't any leagues in high school, so they have to create opportunities in their communities. So today, 3 schools from the Ottawa area, St. Joseph, Mother Teresa, and St. Mark's, are running controlled scrimmages at TD Place. Now, each team has split up their offense and defense to play against the opposition high schools and will run 8 to 10 offensive plays on both sides of the field. Now, these Ottawa high school teams are hoping to have a league running next year. Currently in Ottawa, they run controlled scrimmages, some exhibition games, and the teams even travel to Sudbury and Toronto for exhibition games. Now, Team Ontario just finished tryouts last weekend for their provincial team, which will compete in the Football Canada Cup this summer right here in Ottawa. Popularity is high. St. Joseph had 80 girls try out, and girls in the Ottawa area, but across Canada, are encouraged to give tackle football a try. Now, coming up, we're going to have Farhan and Dwayne break down the action from the first half. Stay with us.
Second half about to get underway. We've got Ira Hozak Kicking off for Team Sanchez. Deep to receive, we've got Haven Moak, and we've got Zinga as well. Or sorry, that's Z Allen, who takes that kickoff, bounces to his left, beats the first man, beats the second man. Penalty flag down in the play before he is brought down. Riley Ashley with the tackle at the 40, but they'll take that back a few yards.
During the return, holding. 10-yard penalty, first down.
A tough break on the penalty there. We saw Zidane Z. Allen with a big return to end the first half out over midfield. Came very close to breaking that one as well.
Allen's going to be a busy guy in this half without Shakai Mills-Knight, as we mentioned.
So Bennett Castleman, who threw the touchdown pass to Antoine Goupil late in the first half, on here to start quarter number 3. From Donald Wilson Secondary School in Durham region of Ontario, just east of Toronto.
First and 10 for Castleman. He gives to Allen, who bounces to his left, gets to the 30, tries to make one more miss, but tackle made after a very good gain on first down, close to 9 yards.
Yeah, nice vision and recognition here from Allen on the run. You'll see initially he starts to the inside, but recognizes, hey, we've got the edge here. Maybe got away with a little bit of a hold that kept Edison Polo to the inside. But Allen recognizing an opportunity to bounce that one. Gets very close to first down yardage there with a gain of 9.
2nd and 1 here. We'll see if Castleman gets under center for the sneak. Bad snap. Castleman takes off, picks it up, trying to get rid of it. We'll see if he can escape. Can't get the ball back to the line of scrimmage. No flag on that play. Castleman did well to avoid a pretty bad situation. Oh, the flag is there.
Offense. Spot of the foul. 3rd down.
They did, in fact, get him for roughing the pass, or for intentional grounding.
Yeah, and a tough one here in that 2nd and 1 situation. What Castleman's doing is you anticipate in a first down, maybe normal 2nd down situation, you're just going to fall on the football and protect it. He's trying to maintain that 3rd and 1 by throwing an incomplete pass, but just unable to get in a situation where he could avoid the grounding call. So that's going to be a big loss of yards for Team Stegall.
Yeah, 3rd and 25. Hayden Craig will punt from his own end zone. We saw earlier they took a safety. We'll see if they do that again. Yeah, it sounds like they're gonna. Second safety of the game for Team Stegall. Call me shocked.
Milt is playing for field position here. Doesn't want to put his team in a tough position. Doesn't want to leave his defense in a tough spot.
Hey, Ben, tell the center take it.
So after the safety, it doesn't appear there'll be a kickoff. We've seen the different look on the kickoff so far in this game, but from here, they're just going to scrimmage at their own 35-yard line. Team Sanchez now with a 4-point lead, leading 10-6 early in the 3rd quarter of play here at the 3rd CFC Prospects game in Ottawa.
Will Russell back on at quarterback for Team Sanchez. He started the game. Johnny Skulakis finishing the first half. Russell back on here to start quarter number 3.
Russell with the fake jet sweep, keeps it himself, takes off for a gain of 16 yards. He has no hesitation there. He will just put his shoulders down and run.
Yeah, this is very much a part of his game. Using his athleticism, and not a little dude, listed at 6'2", 220 pounds. He can bring it a little bit, playing the role of the hammer rather than the nail on that run.
Very impressive that he's here at this point when you consider he didn't start playing quarterback until last spring. So he had the spring and fall season, and this is now going to be his 2nd full season. And he's going to go to Football North, so you know he's going to get the best possible coaching and situation for exposure. Handing off there to Ethan Dahl from Argyle Secondary in North Vancouver.
Good hard run there from Dahl. But yeah, on Russell, you mentioned off the top, this is a young man whose athletic career was kind of focused on baseball. Earlier on, he's definitely demonstrated that had the arm for that, a pitcher and an outfielder in his baseball days. But you see his overall athleticism and obviously developing that football IQ, football acumen, a guy who doesn't mind throwing his body around. I think he could play a lot of different positions on a football team.
Yeah, 2nd and 5 blitz coming. He gets it out. Dahl with the reception, breaks a tackle, breaks another, has some room to the 20, to the 10, to the 5. Does he get in? Touchdown, Dahl! Ethan Dahl, 52 yards, puts Team Sanchez up 16-6.
Our biggest play of the game, courtesy of Team Sanchez. Will Russell to Ethan Dahl. The running back is just going to shoot out to the flat here. Quick hitter, good protection on the play. It's a little bit of help from his receivers downfield, but Ethan Dahl, guy who started his football career as a center.
Not long ago.
Yeah, played his first couple of years at center.
He's had one full year at running back, played at the 9th and 10th grade at center out at Argyle in West Van, and then moved to running back a year ago. And you saw the linebacker pay up blitz, so there was no one left to cover Dahl.
Yeah, free shot.
PAT is wide, but the first offensive big play of the game, Ethan Dahl, right in front of Milt Stegall, takes it to the house.
The third quarter is brought to you by Fox 40. Fox 40 Classic is the original P-less referee whistle.
Team Sanchez starting to blow this one open. Haven Moak with the return at the 20, with his team down 10 points, stays on the right side, brought down at the 40-yard line.
Let's go, let's go.
Ethan Dahl, the man of the moment. He had the touchdown. He's got the free release out to the flat on this play, so no blocking responsibilities for him. Middle linebacker, as you mentioned, Farhan comes up to jet position outside the tackle. Good job by quarterback Russell to recognize he's got to get that out of his hands quickly, and he knows the running back's free in the flat. Quick hitter, Ethan Dahl does the rest to turn this one into a 2-score lead.
Rohan Alec back into the game from his own 39-yard line, scrambling to his right. Has an open receiver, finds him. Adam Sahoy can't pull it in with one hand at the Sanchez 35-yard line. That could have been a big play.
Yeah, certainly good recognition there from Rohan as he got to the outside. You see the tight end DeHoy, tight end H-back. He gets lost in coverage there. Down the sideline. Rohan Alec recognizing that as he was on the move, puts it on him, but DeHoy unable to squeeze.
Alec handles the low snap, but can't get away from a defender. That's Riley Ashley from G.W. Graham High School in Chilliwack with the sack. Stegall, Team Stegall could have had a big play. Instead, they go 2 and out.
And Riley Ashley coming up big there.
Wait! I just had to get around so I could...
Ashley coming from the left side of your screen, blitzing linebacker. Fights off one late block there. All-around athlete.
Aiden Craig back to punt again for Team Stegall. Bishop Adeni among those back to receive for Team Sanchez. Big high kick. Returner runs into his own man. Dante Law can't come up with it before it goes out of bounds. Team Sanchez with a 10-point lead, trying to add to it when we come back. It's not just the boys. We showed you at halftime 3 teams of girls tackle football players put on an exhibition. They were pretty impressive with more. Here's Claire Hanna.
Yeah, Farhan, and it's one of the great additions to the CFC game this year, the women's tackle football game, and it's growing here in Ontario. There's 8 high school football teams, including these 3 represented here, St. Joseph, St. Mark, and Mother Teresa. And let's start with you, Samira. You're a defensive tackle with St. Joseph, with the Jaguars, and I know you were saying, you know, there's not that many opportunities to play in a league. So how exciting was it to play at TD Place here today?
Honestly, really, really exciting. This is like the best sport ever, and we finally get an opportunity to come out here and dominate, and many girls really don't get to do that, and we're finally here, and it's awesome.
Okay, well, Tristan might have something to say about dominating, because I know you guys were all playing against each other, but Tristan, you're the quarterback with St. Mark, and just tell me how you've noticed, you're in grade 11, I believe, how you've noticed girls tackle football grow.
Well, this is St. Mark's, I think, 3rd year. We did it before COVID, and then it kind of got shut down. But this is my 1st year. I remember the girls raving about it last year and how fun it was. So it's a great opportunity for the girls. It's a growing sport, and I think it can go a long way with the support of these girls here and kind of everybody just talking about and playing it.
I love how much you guys are supporting each other. And Paige, you're the running back with the Titans, with Mother Teresa. And I know you said this is the 1st year that your school has this program. Just what do you think it's brought to the school community?
The girls, it's grade 9 through 12, right? So I've met so many incredible girls this year. It's brought so many opportunities for us as well. We've grown so close, and we're playing amazing. It's just our 1st year, so we're killing it right now, and it's awesome.
1st year of many, though, and I know you said it's growing, so hopefully next year we see more than just 8 teams in Ontario. Maybe there's going to be 12. Thank you so much, ladies.
Thank you.
Thanks, Claire. Thanks, ladies. And that was awesome at halftime. And it's not just girls playing tackle football, but how many were playing tackle football?
Well, it's absolutely crazy. Before the game, I talked a little bit with Blaine Scatchard, who coaches both the boys and girls tackle football teams at St. Joseph, a football school. So they have like over 100 boys try out for their team. They had over 80 girls show up for tryouts. So it's not just the girls that are here playing. So, I mean, you have that kind of turnout, and to watch how quickly the girls have picked up the game. I mean, obviously they're enjoying it, and that's fantastic, but how quickly they have picked up and learned the game. We saw Paige with a great touchdown run during her game, and Tristan dropping the shoulder on somebody as she approached the goal line in that game. A lot of fun to watch, very entertaining, and great to see the young ladies have an opportunity to get involved and taking it and running with it.
Yeah, you know, it's the best thing for football, truly, because one of the big challenges football has, especially at the university level, is that it's a boys' sport and there's so many boys playing it. It does impact your balance. When you can add girls to it, it would be a great thing for the sport if it takes off and grows. I know Football Canada is heavily involved. With all of that, we had an interception. Cedric Zinga intercepted Will Russell. That got taken away because of a pass interference call. Then there was a rough play by one of the offensive linemen for Team Sanchez. So they get the ball back. They get a 1st down. The interception gets taken away. And Ethan Dahl, who scored the last touchdown, with the carry there. We'll show you the interception right now from Zinga, who's had a very good afternoon.
Yeah, definitely a guy who's been noticeable. He's out on the corner at the top of your screen.
The PI.
Coverage on this one. Just a nice read to drop off in coverage there by him, but a little bit of a bump on the receiver. Dante Law draws the pass interference call, but real nose for the football. Cedric Zinga.
2nd and short for Russell. Looks deep. Has a receiver over the middle. Dante Law, who can't come up with it. Close to a touchdown there.
Dante Law, another Kingston product in this football game. Law, a guy who started his football career as a running back, but loves to move to receiver. Just the opportunity to get that ball in the open field, get away from traffic a little bit.
Looked like Anthony Backer was going to make a play on it. You almost got the sense the receiver was waiting for that as well.
Yeah, late distraction there.
3rd and short for Will Russell on the quarterback sneak. Good enough for the 1st down. Still going. Gain of about 5 before he finally gets brought down. Will Russell, again, in his 1st year of tackle football a year ago at the high school level at Ancaster, was a league all-star, team MVP, and the school athlete of the year. He also played in the Steel City Bowl. He had 1,700 total yards and 16 touchdowns. Not bad for year 1.
Pretty good start. And as mentioned, a guy who has really really looking to take the next step with it. Has been working out with Larry Justanis, who prior to being one of a handful of Canadian quarterbacks to play in the CFL during the 90s, has really done a great job in helping to develop the next generation of Canadian quarterbacks. Nathan Rourke among his former pupils.
Quick throw to Adeni, who can't come up with it. He's having a bit of a tough afternoon.
Yeah, they're certainly trying to get him involved offensively, but facing very good coverage out there.
And he's the representative for Harry Ainley. Remember a year ago, they had 6 receiver and DB types that were here?
Definitely a school that develops a lot of very good receivers. And again, not a surprise, Brock Ralph, former Canadian Football League receiver, spending much of his career with Edmonton, remaining there to coach afterwards.
2nd and 10 for Russell, who takes off quickly, tries to stiff arm the first tackle, can't get away before throwing it away, and a penalty flag on the play.
Yeah, I think we're going to get a horse collar.
Unnecessary roughness on the defense. Horse collar tackle. 15-yard penalty. First down.
Max Despetit with the hold. Almost looked like Russell threw it across the line of scrimmage.
Well, that was definitely close, but you see the right hand of Despetit up on the collar of Russell on that tackle. So a couple of penalties, keeping Team Sanchez from ending this drive. Or excuse me, Team Stegall from ending the drive.
Watch out, white line, please, white line. White line. Thank you.
Russell and the Team Sanchez offense now at the 32-yard line. They had a few long drives early. This time Dahl with the carry, picks up a few blocks, cuts back inside, close to first down yardage, probably a yard short, but well played on first down by Team Sanchez.
And very good patience you saw there from Ethan Dahl, the running back, allowing his offensive line to get into position to block. He sets those up. Here you'll see, he knows he's got a couple of big boys out in front of him. It's number 64, Sidney Rouleau, our highly coveted grade 9 student.
Yeah, gets a block on Asin Ducharme. Just wondering, where did the sun go? Dahl with the carry again, bounces to the left, has all sorts of room, breaks the tackle, headed to the end zone, cuts back inside and brought down at the 2-yard line. Another strong run by Ethan Dahl.
Well, Ethan Dahl once again getting to the perimeter, as he did on his catch and run touchdown earlier. This time it's all run. Burst to the outside. He's not going to run out of bounds. He'll take a little bit of contact to finish that off.
Representing BC well, you know I like that. Over 100 yards total for Dahl. He and Hugo Gemeni have both been effective in this game.
Offense.
Coach Sanchez not taking any chances here.
Well, you see this strategic chess match going on between Davis and Milt, and I certainly could never picture these two in the studio together on the panel playing chess during a break.
No, not at all.
Not nearly that civilized.
Yeah, we're going to have to get to Milt at some point here and find out how he's going to come back in this game. Because you know Davis isn't going to let this one go when the season starts and they're on the panel.
Well, and a little bit of pressure for Milt, obviously coming in after Davis Sanchez and Team Sanchez defeated Team Dunnigan a year ago. Matt Dunnigan relieved of his duties.
Yeah.
Milt Stegall brought in, expected to turn things around, and not necessarily meeting expectations here.
See, and for me, I thought they were going to bring in Paul Lapolice as the ringer, you know, the experienced head coach who lives in Ottawa, but instead they went with the Hall of Famer, the GOAT.
Yeah.
Hasn't worked. First and goal from the 2-yard line. Will Russell at quarterback, Ethan Dahl in the backfield. Russell hands off to Dahl, who puts his shoulders down, gets to the goal line, gets across the goal line. Another touchdown for Dahl and Team Sanchez. Green shorts are doing it.
That's it.
Green helmet for Dahl, green shorts for Sanchez. It's a winning combination.
Well, it's that Oregon green for Ches, right? Getting back to his college days. But love this. Keep it simple. Shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line. Ethan Dahl knows that. Hammers that one right up the middle for his second touchdown of the ball game.
Let's see if we can get a PAT through here.
Dirty.
It's been an adventure for the place kickers, well, really for all the kickers in this game. Bain and McKean from West Vancouver on to attempt a PAT. The kick is up, and he missed it, just pushed it wide. Let's take a look at Sydney Rouleau, grade 9, 300 plus pounds with the block for the touchdown. Team Sanchez team starting to pull away in this one, 22-6 with just over 5 minutes to go. That last drive, 10 plays, 60 yards, 458. Milt had his arms crossed. He was scowling earlier during the break. Deep kick. This one goes to Z Allen at his own 20-yard line. Takes off to his left. Milt Stegall called for the holding penalty and got it right there. Watch the holding. Another penalty on the play before Allen run out of bounds outside his own 45-yard line.
Let's be smart, guys.
Penalty troubles plaguing Team Stegall.
Come on, let's go.
A little bit here in the second half as they try to get things going.
So Milt, what's going on? What's the strategy? How do you get back into this game, Milt?
Well, first of all, Dwayne and Farhan, you suggested that maybe they should have brought Paul LaPolice in.
That was Farhan, Milt.
What's going on? Well, Paul can't be here because he can't coach anywhere.
Well, it's a cheaper option.
He's still under contract with Ottawa, and you can't get fired 3 times in 5 years, right? So he can't coach anymore. But we're going to make this happen.
You can't get fired after one game, my friend.
I'm not going to get fired. We're going to win this game, and you guys are no longer invited to the celebration party after we win this game. There you go.
I heard there wasn't going to be food, so I wasn't coming anyway.
We're going to have lettuce wraps and light water lights.
Yeah, I know how you roll, Milt.
No steak. Dwayne is out. Chez, the green shorts and the green helmet of Ethan, it's working for you.
Hey, look right here. It doesn't take a genius coach. When you got an offensive line like these fellas that are dominant line of scrimmage, I don't have to do anything. They just stick the ball in the running back's gut, and we're getting 10 a pop. So let's give credit to the big fellas right now. They're doing their thing. And Farhan, or Dwayne, I'm surprised that Farhan hasn't mentioned yet. 3 touchdowns for our team. You know the province that all 3 of those guys reside in?
I am familiar with the left coast.
Yes.
And the production you're getting.
3 touchdowns,
Get up
3
field,
BC.
get up field, get up field.
No, I did say that Ethan is representing BC well. I'll tell you that right now. Now, Sydney Rouleau, pretty good blocker on both of those touchdowns, or both of those plays by Dahl on that last touchdown drive. What were you doing in the 9th grade, Davis?
In the 9th grade, I probably had a kid and play high top fade and was playing basketball. And football was, my mom wouldn't let me play. Maybe I was too small. But
yeah, that's not a problem for Sydney Rouleau.
Definitely not built like some of these guys, I promise that.
Milt?
But Milt's got really quiet, though, fellas. You noticed that? Kind of a front runner. When they scored, he was all in the end zone doing chest bumps, and he hasn't said much recently.
Chez, I'm going to let you have your little time, but when we win this game, buddy, you're not going to want to see me ever. I promise. Dwayne and Farhan included. No one's against me. It's Milt against the world.
I'll use a Milt Stegall. I'll use one Milt Stegall line.
Team Stegall against the world.
I'll use one Milt Stegall line right now, one last Milt Stegall line. If you guys win this game, Milt, I'll grow my hair out.
Okay. All right, there it is. We've heard it live on national television. There it is.
Yeah, we have a one person with hair limit on the panel. That goes to Matt. So you 2 guys in the middle and on the left, that's not going to work.
Kate has hair, I think. That may be a wig. I'm not sure.
Yeah. No, as far as the males are concerned, even Barker, we had a tough time getting him back on. You know, Lapo fit in well. So, and I know you're not a Lapo fan now, Milt, because I brought his name up.
I've always been a Lapo fan, but you guys think Lapo can coach better than I can. That hurt me a little bit. I thought we were better than that.
Well,
I've never lost. Lapo's lost more games than me.
But he generally scores more than 6 points. His offenses are pretty good.
Not much better, though. Did I just say that out loud?
Well, going to be hostile territory on the panel this season.
It's going to be hostile.
I can't wait to see your celebration after the next touchdown, especially if it happens on the left side and you got to run in front of Sanchez.
Oh, I'm going to run him. I'm going to run him. It's about to happen. I promise you.
You got to stop taking penalties, Milt.
I know. I'm sure we're probably over 100 yards in penalties, but, you know, they'll pay for it in practice next week. They'll pay for it. There'll be some fines. You know how we do it.
Yes, typically it's just a couple of days of practice leading up to this CFC Prospects game, but I'm getting the sense that Milt is going to have the boys in full training camp if he doesn't pull out a victory here.
Oh, next year, we're a week practicing before the game. We're going to be prepared. You know, we're going to be prepared. We'll get it going.
I saw Milt doing one-handed push-ups before the game. Maybe he asks all of these players to attempt that.
Yeah. He's got to get in better shape. You know, Milt Stegall was always in great shape, but these guys are getting there. Big play, big play.
Oh,
great play.
Almost.
Great play.
Could have gone the other way, Milt. That was Logan Swan with the pass breakup on 2nd and long. Rohan Olick to the left flat there. That could have been big in either direction.
Yeah, that one intended for Peter Cartwright.
I usually like the camera. I don't want this camera in my face now.
Cartwright, a guy I've been waiting to see get a little bit more involved offensively for Team Stegall. Big receiver.
Well, Milt's group couldn't get across midfield, but he is guaranteed victory. So he's got about 16 minutes to get this done. Meanwhile, Team Stegall on to punt right now. It is Hunter Craig, who's had a busy afternoon.
Lots of football left to be played here. Just need Team Stegall to come up with a couple of Milt Stegall-like big plays.
Nice kick there. Dante Law with the return. Not much room on that return. Team Sanchez back on the field when we return with a 16-point lead. Some impressive defensive performances here in Ottawa this Friday afternoon with one of the best on Team Stegall, Cedric Zinga, with more on his story. Here's Claire Hanna.
Yeah, Farhan, and Cedric Zinga has been all over the field today, making picks, making big defensive plays. So it's hard to believe that just 3 years ago, he really didn't have a concept of what football was. He told me his family immigrated to Montreal from Angola in West Africa. And he said that when he arrived here, he just didn't feel like he had a sense of community. He felt lonely at school. But as luck would have it, he lived across the street from Dalbavio High School, which prides itself in helping immigrants find community through sport, but especially football. Now, Zinga told me he didn't go to that school, but he was extra friendly with the kids there so he could get the coach's contact info. Well, he finally got in touch with Coach Dominique Renard, who recruited him, taught him how to play safety. He's made the switch to corner, but his advice was go deep and look at the quarterback's eyes. Now, soon he was making picks all over the place, but more importantly, Zinga told me he found his Canadian family and built confidence as a person who felt he belonged.
Great story, and the power of football in an ability to unite communities and give immigrants an opportunity to play. It's such a good late entry sport. Only Zinga's 2nd year of football, so he certainly found a home in the field. Yeah,
and we got certainly a sense of that talking to a number of these players, that you can learn so many things playing in other sports that are applicable to football that contributes to that ability to make it a late entry sport. But you know, Zinga talked to us a little bit yesterday about exactly that, seeing these kids on their way to football practice, because he lived across from the school, across from the field, saw kids younger than himself going to play, and he developed an interest, wanted to get there and be a part of it.
Yeah, the number of stories we've heard just about players that came over, maybe played soccer, didn't necessarily understand football, but later in life they were able to take it on and have a lot of success playing it. One more quarter to go. We'll see if Team Stegall can make good on his promise. Team Sanchez 22, Team Stegall 6. Panel bragging rights at stake when we come back. Here's a look at the stats through 3 quarters, and both teams, again, they've been managing to move the ball. Team Sanchez, though, seems to have established itself a little more here in the second half.
Yeah, well, they certainly did, and it's a big play from Ethan Dahl, got things going. He added 2 touchdowns in that third quarter, really kind of set the tone. And as Ches mentioned during the banter back and forth between our two coaches, he taking some pride in the play of his offensive line.
I'm taking pride in the fact that he's got BC players doing big things in this game.
Well, no doubt you are. You guys getting back to your roots a little bit. And you've got those provincial bragging rights the way things have gone so far.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, what does Team Stegall need to do to get back into this?
Well, obviously a lot of time left in this football game, and we've seen them able to put together some long drives, but not necessarily enough time left for them to rely on that, needing a couple of scores. I think it's going to take a Milt Stegall-esque big play here to get things going. So maybe he'll put in a call to the Ottawa Red Blacks coaches room and see if his old friend Kahari Jones can help him draw something up.
Team Sanchez on the field with Johnny Skoulakis back at quarterback. Will Russell had some good runs on that last drive. Skoulakis looking to the right, but comes up a little short, trying to hit Dante Law on the right sideline.
Yeah, it looked like that ball might have slipped out of Skoulakis' hand a little bit on that release, got away from him and came up short. He was eyeing up Dante Law along the sideline.
3rd and 3 yards to go here, but you know that Team Sanchez is going to try to stay aggressive here. Maybe he wants the game to get close in the 4th quarter. Trying to tease Milt.
Make things interesting.
Skoulakis here on 3rd and 3. Ethan Dahl behind him. Skoulakis looking to the right sideline on a quick throw and can't connect again with Bishop Adeni. Adeni looks inside. Skoulakis throws outside.
Well, signals crossed, and that's going to create another opportunity for Team Stegall here in the opening minute of quarter number 4.
2 days of practice, difficult to find chemistry. When a big play happens, you don't want to say it's not expected, but it just is that much more impressive.
Yeah, exactly. It's, you know, we saw it with Nick Shuchuk last year, where he was able to get on the same page pretty quickly with his quarterbacks, and that showed on game day. But it is typically a process.
Looks like offside on the play. Allen bounces it to the left. Wrapped up after about a gain of 5. Assuming it's offside, I'd imagine they'll take the penalty there.
Offside on the defense. 5-yard penalty, repeat first down.
Rohan Alec still in the game here. I thought we might see a bit more of Ben Castleman, the replacement quarterback, now that the 4th quarter has started. I'm sure we will still see him at some point. First and 5. Allen in the backfield, along with Rohan Alec. Alec drops back to pass, looking deep. And it's caught.
Oh, that's the kind of play they were looking for.
Antoine Goupil again. When in doubt, put it up to the 6'6" guy.
Yeah, good things seem to happen when they look his way. Goupil with his size, he doesn't need a lot of separation to have an opportunity to make a play, and he demonstrates that yet again. In traffic. Nice job there by the initial defender, Liam Platt, to go up and get a hand on the football, but Goupil, tremendous concentration, stays with it.
Michael Roman also in coverage there, which is a tough matchup, 6'6" against 5'9". We saw that matchup on the touchdown earlier. Blitz coming. Allen trying to fight his way through that, still manages some positive yards, gets to the 10-yard line for a gain of 4.
And critical situation now for Team Stegall. They've got to come out of this with a major 3-down football, no doubt.
This is after Team Sanchez went for it on 3rd down and didn't get it at the end of the 3rd quarter. So if they do wind up coming back, Stegall could thank Sanchez for getting a little greedy. 2nd and 6 now at the 10-yard line. Alec back to pass. Now he's going to take off and run. Can't get past the tackle of Caden Roop.
Say it. Go ahead. Say it.
Roop, there it is. Roop, there he is. Remember, I covered the Canucks, so we had Bruce Boudreau with the Bruce, there it is. So.
Yeah, I understand. Roop, he has been a defensive presence for Team Ches. A number of big plays from his D tackle position.
Now, we saw this earlier. It was third down. They decided to just put the ball up to Goupil. Could they do that again here? Looks like they're loading up and trying to isolate him on the right side. Wouldn't be surprised if they just take a jump ball here on 3rd and 9. This time the out instead to Lucas Weir. Not sure he got it. Yeah, he needed to get inside the 5-yard line to the 4, in fact. They're marking him well short back at the 8-yard line. So Team Stegall does not come up with the touchdown well inside the red zone. Here's a look at the play on 3rd down. Rather than go to the tall target, he went with the reliable one. Makes the catch, but not enough yards for the first.
The fourth quarter is brought to you by Area 51 Sports, the sports industry's best kept secret.
A golden opportunity for Team Stegall, but they come up just short. Team Sanchez takes over at their own 8-yard line, up 16 with 11 minutes and 3 seconds to go. Late substitution for Team Sanchez, so a little bit of confusion. They've got both running backs in the backfield, so they moved Ethan Dahl out to the slot here. The quick pass to Tremont Tour. Tackled, not a lot of running room. Is there a turnover? No, still 2nd down.
I want to take a minute and go back to that 3rd down play from Team Stegall, and I think they had a good route or a good pattern called here, 2-man pattern, where you're setting up the rub with Goupil from the outside. He then continues upfield. You've got Weir coming off that rub into the flat. I think the only mistake was the read, because you watch what everybody does when they look flat is they leave Goupil alone. He gets the rub, and then he's working up to the corner. He's wide open as the ball goes to the flat, because that's where everybody's jumping to. So good play call. I think just a missed read there, maybe a misunderstanding of the concept for a young quarterback.
Jumeni takes the handoff, brought down. Trenton Garden with the tackle on the play.
Let's go, Trent!
Trenton Garden described himself as a 3rd-generation lineman, but was stuck playing tackle football until he got, or flag football until he got to high school. Tackle football wasn't available to him in his community, so he was playing flag, but has definitely found a home in the full contact game.
Yeah, not a lot of room for 6'5", 310-pound guys in flag. Skoulakis back to Jumeni on the screens, got some running room, picks up a few blocks, still going. Gets a 1st down out across the 40-yard line. Good gain on the play for Team Sanchez and their running back, Hugo Jumeni.
Yeah, well-timed screen. Skoulakis drawing that pass rush over to the right side as Jumeni slips out to the left. The Ottawa native doing a nice job after the catch as well, fighting to get out near midfield.
Gain of 23 on the play. Looks like Trent Garden might be the injured player right now for Team Stegall. Might just be a little tired, moving that 310 pounds around on a screen pass.
Nice to see him jogging off.
We've talked about the conditions, just a beautiful afternoon, so the heat might be having a bit of an effect at this stage too, compared to the rain we had to deal with a year ago.
A beautiful day for football here in the nation's capital.
And what an experience for these kids as well, getting to play here where the Red Blacks play. Handoff to Jumeni again. Cuts back inside. Still fighting. Still fighting. almost a first down when it looked like he had very little when he took the handoff, close to 9 on the play.
And I think initially when you look at Hugo Jemeni's frame, he looks more like a receiver. Tall, maybe a little bit slight. Here you see there's a little bit of power to his game as well. Fighting through some arm tackles, keeping the legs driving.
London Perron with the final tackle on that play. 2nd and 1. 7:47 to go. You'd have to think Team Sanchez is going to take some time and try to take the air out of the ball and bleed things a little bit here.
Milk that clock.
Nick Skolakis, quarterback. Looks for Jemeni in the flat. All sorts of room. He's going to go. We got a penalty flag on the play, but depending on that call, Jemeni is absolutely going to score. Looks like we might have a block in the back on the edge, but that was the same play that Ethan Dahl scored on.
Yep.
Blitz off the edge, wide open running back in the flat.
Yeah, just attack the other side of the field.
After the first down, illegal block, offense, 10-yard penalty, first down.
Yeah, the Ethan Dahl touchdown came down the right sideline. This one to the left. We'll keep an eye as you've got Jemeni with the ball. Nate Carter looking to try and get a block here on Kamara on the outside.
Yeah, it's a soft call.
Yeah, and I think it ended up looking worse or like more of a push than it was because the two Team Stegall players ended up colliding on the play and sort of took each other out of the play. It was that more than the block.
Here we go, 1st and 10. Again, that was after yards gained. Another blitz on the play. Skolakis is intercepted. That is Jaden Arenas Michel with the interception. Takes it back to the 30-yard line, so still some life for Team Stegall. Very athletic play by a big man to keep his team in it.
Huge defensive play from Jaden Arenas Michel, getting up and coming down with it in scoring position for Team Stegall.
Shakai Mills Knight had big plans for this game. The on-field part didn't quite work out. Let's see if this part does. Here's Claire.
Thank you, Farhan. And I've got Shakai Mills Knight with me, and he's actually going to Baylor in a couple of months, but right now he's got a very important message he wants to give. You gotta go fast, you gotta go fast. Shoot it now. Let's go, let's go,
You heavy, bro. I mean, yo, hold on. Oh, it's heavy, bro. How is she supposed to open? Say yes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I have no idea how that looked, but
let's go.
Well, we'll get to what happened right there. Shakai Mills Knight, we've seen proposals at games before. Yes. This is what we call a promposal. Shakai Mills Knight wants to ask his girlfriend to the prom, and it looks like she said yes.
It would appear that she has accepted the invitation. Our first ever TSN promposal, I believe. Shakai was hoping for a touchdown today, so we might have an opportunity to do this, but suffered an injury early in the ball game, but certainly glad we could help him make this happen.
And then he needed help to get to the side, and then Claire was rushing him along. Claire, these things take time.
Claire is just not a romantic, apparently.
Deep pass by Ben Castleman into the end zone, and that is broken up. Platt, Liam Platt with the pass breakup.
5R. Peter.
Yeah, Castleman did a nice job spotting the open receiver here, but this one just hung up a little bit. Allowing Platt to recover, get there in coverage.
Lucas Weir, the intended target.
And Platt out at Miller Comprehensive School in Regina in a shocking twist from a family of Rough Rider season ticket holders.
Former Regina minor football player, so he knows all about our good friends Len Antonini, big builder with Regina minor football, good friend of TSN, helps us out at every Grey Cup. 3rd and 10 now for Castleman, looking deep again, has a receiver, but it is intercepted. Michael Roman with the pick in the end zone. He's going to bring it out. He's at the 15, at the 20, before being brought down. Roman, at the other end of a couple of big passes to Antoine Goupil, gets his revenge right there with the end zone interception. Everything coming up roses for Team Sanchez. Davis Sanchez's teams to this point have outscored the opposition 71-30 in these 2 games. We saw him earlier talking to Sean Burke on the sideline. Maybe he's bucking for a job?
Well, he might be. I think we're going to give Bob Dice a chance to coach his first regular season game.
Sure.
As the Red Blacks head coach first, but no doubt Davis is next in line if things don't work out.
Quick pass here. That's Damian Sislo with the reception. Not much room there. He wasn't happy that they blew a quick whistle. 240-pound receiver wants to rumble a little bit.
Yeah, the big tight end H-back from Bishop Redding in Milton, Ontario.
Milt, 5 minutes to go. You still confident?
Yes, Farhan, I am still confident. I don't like your tone right there either. So, but
no, I'm hopeful for you, my friend.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
No, truly, I am.
I'm good, but no, I'm always confident. Yes, we have time. We have the talent. We just need to, when we have opportunity to make our plays. But we're going to get some more opportunities, and we're going to take full advantage of them. And I'm very optimistic that we will come away with a victory.
Davis, your defensive back Roman there, he just got the interception. Any of your teaching involved in that?
No, not at all. None whatsoever. But look, these guys they are making plays. And I said it the first day out here, watch these guys run around. These guys have length and speed, and I knew I wasn't going to have to do much. But and that's probably the best because realistically, there's not much I can provide at this point with these guys. They're doing it all. But shout out to these guys. They're having fun out there too. They're laughing and you know, a lot of these guys haven't met each other before, so you know they'll probably play against each other at the next level. Some of them, but it's cool that some of the elite players in the country get a chance to play together and, you know, form that bond. We've all had that 40 from, you know, the combine and things like that. Get to meet guys across the league and across the country, and you know you form relationships that, you know, can last decades. So it's cool. It's cool to see it at this point. Everybody having fun. Stegall side, maybe not so much.
Now I want to ask both you guys on a slightly more serious note about the assistant coaches you've got working with you. Obviously, a number of guys with youth sports experience and amateur coaches from around the country. Just tell me a little bit about the job you've seen those guys do over the course of the last few days working with these young men.
Well, I'll start it off. It's been amazing. It's been amazing. You know, these guys haven't had much time to actually work with these young individuals, but they've done an amazing job of putting them in positions to make plays. You know, they've been patient with them. It's totally different when you're coaching college kids to coaching, you know, high school kids, and they've made the transition, and it's been seamless. They've done a great job. They've motivated them. They've been hard on them, but they've also motivated them. So these coaches definitely deserve a lot of credit for the work they've done these last few days of what I've seen.
Yeah, Jansen, our OC, and Coach Beck, DC. These guys, to be honest, you know, all jokes aside, it's fun for me and Milt to be out here and for TSN to you know, provide a platform for this game. It's amazing, and you guys up there. But the reality is the guys coaching these kids are those guys. Yep. And like you said, these guys from Football North and also, you know, the university coaches around. They know a lot of knowledge, been around a long time, and it's been actually fun to talk football with these guys. Yep. Not just about this game, but we've been talking about football for the last 3 days. It's been fun. I've learned a lot, so it's been nice to talk to these guys.
Yep, same here. Learned a lot. Yep.
And these guys are juggling recruiting these players with coaching them, you know, which is never easy. Castleman now, the handoff to Z Allen. 2nd and short. Not sure he got the first down on what should be the final play before the 3-minute warning.
Good 3-minute warning. You guys are going to have 2 timeouts remaining.
When we come back, Team Stegall, one final chance with 3rd and 1. You know they're going to go for it. Will they get it?
My cousin took my car on
3rd and 1 for Team Stegall. 2:39 to go. This would be the ultimate comeback. And, you know, we talk about that Edmonton play for Milt that won that game way back in time, which many believe is the greatest play in CFL history.
Milt told me that's the greatest play in CFL history. Yeah. But yeah, Milt needs 2 of those plus 2-point converts in the final 2:34 to complete the comeback.
Let's see if he can get the first down to begin with. Ben Castleman in a quarterback. Hands off to Allen, who's got some room, should have the first down.
Okay, there's step 1 accomplished. Step 1 accomplished there for Team Stegall. Got the first down. The comeback hopes remain alive. We appreciate Milt's eternal confidence in his team down on the sidelines. They've got a shot here.
31-yard line, clock's ticking. It's tough to put in a no huddle offense at this point.
I'm a little bit surprised not to see the jump ball specialist Antoine Goupil in the game at this point.
Oh, he's in. He's playing slot, though. He's not playing outside. And they are throwing to Goupil on the corner, and pass interference. Hard to get away with that.
Good eye. I missed him in there, changing positions.
You got to adjust at this stage, my friend.
He's been the big go-to receiver for Team Stegall in this ball game. They move him to get him a little bit closer to the action.
Pass interference on the defense. 15-yard penalty, first down.
Logan Swan with the sticky hands. We saw him with the return for the touchdown earlier in the game.
And Milt will take that first down in close however it comes. And that one was very clock friendly for Team Stegall.
Just inside of 2 minutes, 17. They're at the 17-yard line, and you've got to think Goupil's going to be a focus here. Lined up in the slot again. Castleman looking left. Now Castleman looking to take off and run with it. Has some yardage, he's got the first down, has the end zone. Ben Castleman in for the touchdown. Not over yet if they can get the 2-point convert here, but he got a big block on the edge from a receiver.
Yeah, Peter Cartwright peeled back to deliver that final block. Bennett Castleman showing off his athleticism. He had a touchdown pass earlier in the game. Nothing comes open here, so he takes this one on himself. Finding the end zone right at the end, you see 16. Peter Cartwright. And talk about guys playing in this ball game that look the part, by the way.
Yeah.
Like Peter Cartwright looks like a CFL receiver. Still in high school. 6'2", $195.
Big 2-point convert coming up here that would make it a 1-score game. You know what I love about Castleman? These guys have jobs at McDonald's and things like that. You know what Castleman does? He's a salesman at Tip Top.
Well, he
sells suits.
He had me ready to buy a suit yesterday. Told me all about the special, actually. Grafton suits, buy the jacket, get the pants.
Yeah, do they have them in your size?
No need to rent tuxedos, he told me, for prom, because it's such a good deal on these suits.
Deep shot into the end zone to Logan Walton, and that is broken up on the play. I thought that was going to come down with the completion.
We get another look here. Walton just unable to get a clean release there. Nice job there by Axel Galula in coverage. There's another look at the block by Cartwright. Peeling back on the DB, allowing Castleman to get around the corner.
Big pass breakup though there. And Castleman found out he was playing in this game literally 2 days before practices started. So Nick Panichev, who was in the game last year, was supposed to play this year, was injured. And Castleman was on the team bus because he plays for Durham. In his spring league, he was on the team bus from Durham to Niagara, and he got the call from the CFC staff and was ecstatic. The entire bus erupted. It was a big deal when he got the call, making the most of his opportunity right here.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, accounting for both Team Stegall touchdowns in this football game.
Hoping to get into finance. Also been working with Warren Goldie to own his craft as a quarterback. Warren Goldie, the former Western QB, former Queens coach.
Yeah, Warren would have been a teammate of Ben's dad during their Mustang days. And as you mentioned, yeah, spent some time as the offensive coordinator at Queens University. Warren, a Kingston native.
Match up at 8 and 9.
.143 to go in the game, and I believe they're not allowing onside kicks, correct?
Take 5, number 5, number 5.
No short kicks.
No short kicks. That's right. Yeah, that's a tough rule at this stage of the game. All right, let's see who's deep here. Bishop Adeni is going to take the ball at his own 14-yard line. Cuts back to his left. He's got some room. Adeni eventually taken out of bounds. Kyle Osei with the tackle from Faith Christian Academy in Montreal.
A big return here for Team Sanchez. Adeni, you could hear the coaches telling him, get it to the outside. Bounces it, finds that sideline, and takes it into Team Stegall territory before being brought down by Osei.
That return across midfield. 1:36 to go for Team Sanchez, who you assume would try to run the football a little bit here with a 10-point lead. First down, you've got Johnny Kousasas into the game at quarterback. Johnny Skoulakis, I should say.
Well, one of the most prominent players here in the second half for Team Sanchez, no question, has been running back Ethan Dahl from Argyle Secondary. One of the BC representatives in this ball game. 2 touchdowns, one from long distance on a catch and run. There you saw him pound it in from in close. Big day for the former center turned running back.
And you know he's got an appreciation for his linemen, having been one.
Yes.
And that's always the thing, right? If you're a running back, you got to make sure you give those guys some love. Know how hard they're working for you. Skoulakis didn't have a running back there to hand the ball to, so he keeps it himself. Very good run on the play. Johnny Skoulakis gets inside the 35-yard line and another first down for Team Sanchez.
Yeah, nice recovery there on the broken play. You see the running back goes one way, Skoulakis turns the other way. Quickly realizes he's on his own. Yeah, you see him switching that ball. Keep it away from the defenders.
Comes around the edge, and he's got Jaden Arenas-Michel, who had the interception earlier.
Yeah.
Not a good feeling, but he made the most of it there. Skoulakis this time is able to find Hugo Jumeni for the carry. Cuts back to his left. Picks up 6, maybe 7 yards on the play.
A big collision to end that play. Cedric Zinga slow to get up after taking down the Team Sanchez running back.
And he's had an exceptional afternoon for Team Stegall. Good to see him getting up. Doesn't look to be too serious at this point. And And right now, that's the one thing you don't want to see. You don't want to see players get hurt now. We're in May. You've got spring ball coming up for many of them, the camp season, and the fall season is not too far away. Some of them still involved in summer ball as well.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Vegeta Stegall back on at corner in place of Zinga.
Bobbled snap, deep pass, and this one is intercepted. Vegeta Stegall, the replacement, with the pick at the 1 yard line.
Well, the Winnipeg product comes up big. Out of St. Paul's, older brother Kandanji played in this game back in 2019 as a linebacker, now playing for Coach Brian Doby at the University of Manitoba. Coach Doby, no doubt thinking that younger brother would look pretty good in black and gold too.
Absolutely. Looking for a Denny, and they've been trying that a few times, just a bit underthrown on that play. Good ball skills to bring that one in. Meanwhile, Zinga's upset that he came out of the game for that play.
Well, I'm wondering if they thought they were going to go after the corner with Zinga out. Stegall said, "Not so fast, boys."
Team Stegall, one final chance, 29 seconds to go. We saw Castleman score with his legs earlier. Long way to go here, 109 yards to pay dirt with a 10-point deficit. Castleman steps up into the pocket. He is sacked. And that is Carson Hartman from Salisbury Composite with the tackle. Now that does make it an 8-point game for what that's worth. Correction, I've got the other team scoring, so it's now a 12-point game, my mistake. Team Sanchez with the extra 2 points.
Well, Carson Hartman saw Salisbury product Nick Shuchuk go off in this game last year. Decided he needed to represent, get a few points on the board for Sal, and that he does.
I think I made him upset yesterday when we were asking him about his season, and he had to bring up, or we had to bring up the fact that they lost to Harry Ainley in that big rivalry game in Northern Alberta for the championship there. He didn't like that. You had to bring that up, he said.
Yeah. Yeah, I think there were a few times when, you know, you talked about rivalries and championship losses with a few of our guys.
When this is done, Hartman is going to head down to Carolina, and he's going to do the Tobacco Road Triangle there. He's going to go to camps at North Carolina, NC State, and Duke. He's going to go to all 3 of those university camps this summer.
We won't be at all surprised to see him get a little bit of attention down there.
Timeout, defense.
Team Sanchez, 25 seconds to go and a 12-point lead. Johnny Skoulakis in at quarterback, hoping to make up for that last play. But at this stage, wouldn't be surprised if he just turned the ball, or turned around and gave the ball to number 26. No. Quick throw out to the left side. Bishop Adeni can't hang on to it. Sometimes it's just a tough afternoon, but we know this guy is exceptionally talented. Silver medal with Team Alberta, also plays basketball, runs track, has interest from Alberta, Calgary, Guelph, Regina. Expect that list to only grow.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, this is a very talented player. You can see the look of disappointment on his face. They're just trying to get the ball into the hands of a talented player going with the hitch screen.
And they won that rivalry game that we're talking about, right? So he's a city champ, 1,300 yards and 26 touchdowns last season for Bishop Adeni. You can see why they've been trying to get him the ball. And Team Sanchez takes a knee on the final play of the game. Davis Sanchez improves to 2-0 in this game.
Undefeated. Ethan Dahl, big second half for him.
Here's a look at the Augusta Sports Brands MVP. Ethan Dole from Team Sanchez from Argyle High School in North Vancouver picks up the MVP award for Team Sanchez. And for the other side, for Team Stegall, it is Sadrak Zinga. A little banged up at the end of the game, but had a fantastic game for 59 minutes, had an interception, a couple of key pass breakups. He acquitted himself very well.
Yeah, certainly did. Terrific cover guy out on that hot seat on the corner.
That's it for the third edition of the CFC Top Prospects Game. Sanchez improves to 2-0 with a very good performance by his team. For all of us here at TSN, we thank you for watching. Tune in to the CFL on TSN. The season is upon us.